Hey guys, so today we're going to do CFL recap. You guys know how this goes, so let's get into it. Okay, we're starting with Ottawa and Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan's back in the win column. Riders win 20-13. So I'm just going to share a bit of playoff race news before I get into the actual game. Saskatchewan, home field advantage. They could do no worse than second place. Ottawa cannot make the playoffs now. Ottawa's playoff hopes, any to begin with, are done. So let's start in the first quarter. Saskatchewan and benching Brett Lothar before the game, which he didn't not having a great year. So benching him's the right move. Okay, let's go next play. Next start of the first quarter. First quarter touchdown Riders. There's a rookie kicker misses an extra point, 6-0. Start of the second quarter, or Dante Myers. That's one of 3 Drew Brown interceptions this game. Aim an interception, return for a pick 6, and 2 other interceptions. It makes it 14-0. And after the third interception, Ottawa's coach would be like, bench Drew Brown in favor of Dustin Crum. And he threw a pick that led to a touchdown. So, that makes it 20-3 by the start of the fourth quarter, and Ottawa is basically in garbage time. They made it a little interesting, but those were garbage time points. Although, the Riders and Trevor Harris, they definitely deflected. They deflected one. One was deflected into the hands of the Ottawa defender, or from Trevor Harris. It counts as an interception, but I'm sure the defensive line just pressured him a little too much and spooked him. So, anyway, Riders win 20-13. We're back in the win column. All right. Hamilton, Toronto. Hamilton wins 47-29, guys. And Hamilton, they were very efficient with their throws. Toronto was somewhat, but we'll go through a scoring summary. Hamilton, well, I'm not going to give you the big details, but what I should tell you, Hamilton got out to a 17-3 lead by the time the first quarter was done. Hamilton's defense was deflecting interceptions, and Hamilton's offense was basically doing its thing, and Toronto had no answer for it. So, anyway, so yeah, Hamilton 17-3, Toronto. They respond the rest of the game, but it's kind of like pretty much even after that. But the first quarter really sunk Toronto. Now, with this loss, Toronto's out of playoff contention. They can't make it. They're done. Hamilton goes to 10-6. But let's go through the East Division. This game settled it. There will be a crossover in the CFL this year. So 4 Western teams are going to make it. Only 2 Eastern teams are going to make it. I'm going to pull up here. Hamilton, Montreal are going to the playoffs. Montreal, they clinched. Was it Friday night? They definitely clinched by Saturday. I think it was Friday night that I saw that they clinched. Inched over. Yeah, because Ottawa, the Riders helped the Alouettes, so yeah. Alright, so yeah, here's how I believe this would work. So the division winners, I'll just put up a bracket here. So it says Saskatchewan in the West. Like if the season ended today, Saskatchewan in the West would go into the playoffs. Says they'd get a bye week to the championship round. So would Hamilton. In the West, the 2 plays the 3. Right now, that would be Calgary going to British Columbia to face the Lions. And the Bombers would have to cross over and play the Alouettes. That's how I see that. That's how it looks to me, and that's how it would look if the season ended today. Stop me if I'm wrong. But not every team has been finalized. That's because the Elks are still in it. But Hamilton goes to 10-6. They're strengthening their East Division lead. Let's go on to Calgary, BC. Okay, so British Columbia and Calgary. BC wins 38-24, and BC is going to the CFL playoffs. BC's going to the playoffs. BC played a really good game despite 3 Nathan Rourke turnovers. BC still played really well. James Butler had a really good game. Vernon Adams Jr. didn't really have a good game. And I'm surprised. He's been mostly carrying Calgary all season. Him and Dedrick Mills carrying Calgary all season. Now, suddenly they play BC and then they're playing so suddenly bad. So, yeah. I don't know what to make of Calgary. I thought they had 9 wins, but they only have 8. BC, it has a 9-7 record. 9 wins, 7 losses. Calgary's 8-7. So, we're going to look at the standings for this. As BC, for now, we'll just pull up the West Division standings here. BC is in 2nd place with a 9-7 record. Earned 18 points. And it might be a little tough for them to play 2nd place because Winnipeg plays a factor into this. Even though Winnipeg was on bye this week, they still play a factor. Or the reason being that Winnipeg has a tiebreak over BC. Yeah, they do. Winnipeg has tiebreak over the Lions. But don't get upset, Lions fans, because if Winnipeg loses 2 more games and BC wins 1 more game, BC is guaranteed a home playoff game if those things happen. So, BC needs to win 1 more game, and Winnipeg needs to lose 2 more games. And it's because if BC wins 1 more game, they'll be at 10-7. Then the worst they can do is 10-8. Winnipeg, if they lose 2 games, they can't have a winning year. So that's where this is at. BC has been playing like the best team in Canadian football the past few weeks, and it's really starting to show up in their results. Also, but for BC, they're on bye next week. You gotta just win 1 of your final 2 games, and probably against Edmonton, and would be the more favorable one. you're going to want to cheer for Edmonton and Saskatchewan these next couple weeks because those two teams are playing the Bombers, first the Elks, and then the Riders. And if Winnipeg loses is 2 more games, BC is in second place.